today. Sorry for not staring at the camera. Sorry if it's bumpy and if y'all move a lot. Dramamine, I'm telling you, it's a thing. It should be like a warning at the beginning of this channel. Alright, so I have not been on here in a minute. I still need to do crochet and tell. I still need to do the end of our Summerween project that we had going. So there's that. Also, over the weekend, today is Thursday, so last weekend, it's officially last weekend, I went to a craft fair. It's like back home for me. It was a big, huge deal when I was little, so it was a whole lot of fun to go and be a part of that. So I did that over the weekend, so this is going to be like my craft fair update. So if y'all are just watching this and you never watched me before, hi, how are you? Sorry for the dirty car. We live down a dirt road. There's still craft fair stuff in the back. I just ran to pick up medicine, and so I look absolutely atrocious. So I was like, hey, why not get on the internet where everyone can see you? You know what I mean? So here we are. Hi, it's nice to meet you. My name's Ashley. So, alright. Anywho, if you've been here before, then you're like, hey girl, hey, it's a Thursday at your house. Yeah. So, alright. Anyway. So, went to the craft fair. To say it's June in Oklahoma would be quite the understatement. It's either going to pour down rain or it's going to be 100 degrees or 90 degrees and feel like it's 110 because of the humidity. And yes, it did both of those things. So, I have two really short clips of the booth. I didn't even, because I was planning on vlogging and all that, and it just rained for a little bit. It really, they're under a drought. It's really kind of crummy, to be honest. It didn't rain quite at all like it should have rained here. Like, I'm home now. Alright, I'm gonna have to hold y'all. I'm sorry. How you doing? Hello, everyone. Hello. Okay. So, we'll just do this. We're safe. We're on the back road. So, safety first. Alright, anyway. So, for... yeah, it poured here, it hailed, and just like absolute downpour here. It just kind of sprinkled there, considering. But if you have like fabric and things outside, then it's really not that, rain either way. It's not really a fun time when you're having a craft fair. So, and then other than that, it was insanely toasty, to say the least. And so I didn't vlog like I normally do. Usually I do like a hi, it's the night before, how you doing thing, hey, how are ya, stuff like that the next morning, and take you guys along. I didn't do any of those things, and so I'm really sorry that this is just like a really weird, it's not, once again, if you've been here, then you know it's just normal, but if you haven't, then you're probably like, this is not really a craft fair video, and you're kind of right, except there's craft fair stuff in the back still, because it's just been one of those weeks. I was exhausted and just kind of wiped out for a few days, so are huge. Anywho, so as far as the craft fair, it was a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday craft fair outdoor event, obviously, which is why it was hot as all get out. They set things up a little bit oddly, to say the least. There was a crochet booth directly behind me. Why, I'm not sure. And then to the left of me was the freeze-dried candy. So it was like fabric right next to sticky candy. I don't know. So yeah, that would be my one, like, okay, kind of a thing. There was a crochet booth directly behind me. Like, I was like, hi, how are you? And she was like, good, how are you? I mean, directly behind me. And she had stuffies and things, and so it's not really fair, things like that, I feel like, because it's like you are kind of like pitted up and instantly put in competition with someone that you don't at all want to be in competition with, because she was a total sweetheart. Turns out, got to know her over the 3 days. She was, super duper sweet, but it's like instantly like, she has bees, I have bees. It's like just plushies and crochet like right next to you. And then, like I said, also just sticky fingers and things, but they were so sweet, the people that had the freeze-dried candy. The people, or the lady, like, catty corner-ish behind me had pickles, so that was a pretty hip time. So I had really good neighbors all the way around. They were absolutely amazing people. I got all of their phone numbers, so they were all really, really sweet. let's see. Friday, I did really well, considering Saturday was the day that it rained. Honestly, whenever it rained, I did my best, which was pretty wild, but at the same time, eventually it was like, okay, that makes sense, because the people that had the freeze-dried candy booth were handing out free samples, and so they would kind of stand like in front of their booth, and like in front of, you know, where they were, and then either that or there was like a line for free samples and to purchase candy, because who doesn't like some freeze-dried candy. And so they would kind of like, people would just kind of like walk around them and kind of bypass us, I noticed. We had mentioned that at one point, and then I didn't really notice it so much until, like I said, it rained, and then I was just like, oh, okay, everyone's coming in here, because they shut down whenever it rained, because, you know, their candy can't have moisture. So I was just like, oh, alrighty then. And so it kind of made quite the difference. Also, we had a canopy, so I mean, I'm sure, you know, that helps too. But so Saturday was a hit. I was exhausted and over it. About 2 o'clock Saturday, I was like, if ever again. I'm like, a 3-day craft fair sounds like a plan. Someone please just like take the crochet hooks away from me. So it was a lot. 2 days I feel like is probably my top. Like the most I can do. I feel like 1 day, honestly 0 days is probably more like my realm of what I can do with my body. Like it is 3 days. So yeah, so about 2 o'clock I was done on Saturday, but then we still had to go until 8 p.m. and so we did. And so yeah, but they had live bands and all that, so the kiddos got to go like to a little concert, so that was really awesome. They had a whole lot of fun. I met my uncle and aunt there, got to see family while I was there, so that was awesome. Obviously got to see my mama, but they went and watched the concert with my uncle and my aunt, which is really cool. And let's see, my husband's wife, aunt, I also got to see my other aunt, so like I got to see, and my other uncle, so family. It was amazing. Super awesome time. Talked about church camp and the fact that I don't have to have church camp kids in order to be a counselor at church camp. And I was just like, I never really thought about that, because whenever the kids were little, I used to go to church camp with my uncle, and I was a counselor, and those were some of my favorite weeks, just watching little babies' lives just get changed right in front of your eyes. It was absolutely fantastic, and the kiddos were all too big to go, but yeah, I never really thought of the whole like, hey, you don't have to have kids to go to church camp thing, because that sounds like so much fun. I remember having a blast. That was before I was as sick as I am now, but I don't know. It'd be fun to try it. Anyway, it'd be fun to try it. So, okay. So that was Saturday. Stayed till, I said 8 o'clock, which was really more like 9:30, because Friday we took everything down. We had the canopy. We took 2 tables and 2 racks. Or no, the first day I took 3 tables. You'll see 2 different setups. The first day, Friday, I took 3 tables and a rack of clothing. And then, because the rules were like that it's 80% handmade things, and so I wasn't really sure about the LuLaRoe stuff. And then once we were kind of there, hardly any of that stuff. I mean, it was a lot of non-handmade items, I'll say that. So, Saturday, Friday night we took everything down, because it was supposed to downpour in the middle of the night, which it didn't. But anyway, so we took everything down, canopy and all, tables, everything. So we had to be there to put everything back up Saturday. So then we just put up 2 tables and 2 racks on Saturday, which I think was a way better deal. So we did that Sunday also. And then Saturday night we left like the tables and the majority of the things, just put them underneath the table, like the crochet and all that. As far as I said, the crochet things we put underneath the table. We put the LuLaRoe stuff. We took all of the LuLaRoe things and brought those back to my mom's house, because I wasn't going to leave all of that stuff there. So did that Saturday, so we didn't have to set up as much Saturday or Sunday morning, but I didn't want to leave all of my things they have security driving around, but also it's a park and it's outdoors, so you never know. So Sunday was a good day. They had like worship services all day long, and all the local churches kind of came together, and so there was like a big congregation, just a bunch of people came through, and it was awesome. So it was a whole lot of fun. I got to, like I said, we listened to music the whole time. I got to have a boba tea, which y'all, like, if that's like a total treat for me, like an absolute treat for me. So I had myself a boba tea. I was very, very excited. Let's see. Miss B made some sales. She sold some of her stickers, so she was really excited. I sold a lot of crochet, and I sold some LuLaRoe. I got new customers with LuLaRoe, and so I was very excited. I sent out a couple emails today because I finally today felt like a person again. So I sent out some emails for some clothing and stuff this morning, and so I think I think they're all gonna be good, like, you know, roots. So that's awesome. I also met a cool new friend, so that was really neat. We were there, and this lady like walks in front of the booth, and she just has like a tie-dye hippie flowy dress, like tie-dyes all get out, bright, beautiful, rainbowy colors, and no shoes. And she walks in front, I'm like, I don't know her, but I love her. I told Derek, like, I'm like, I don't know her, she's cool though. And so anyway, so she comes back because she sees my gnome hat. She was like, I walked by, and she was like, I told my husband, she's like, I don't know her, but I love her. She was like, she's so cool. I'm like, oh my gosh. So she comes in, and we start talking or whatever, and we realized like we were meant to, like, it was kismet, like we were supposed to meet each other. She was so cool, and we have all sorts of stuff in common, and so she's cool as all get up. Just like super cool hippie chick. So anyway, made her friend. So that was awesome. So yeah, it went really well. It was a whole lot of fun. I am glad to be home and finally feeling somewhat normal, feeling somewhat-ish like myself, and so that's cool. So yeah, I did really well. I have so well in fact that I met the lady that does one of the main craft fairs here, and she invited me, Derek and I, to do the craft fair here in 2 weekends. So officially it was 2 weekends then, so now I just have 1 weekend. So next weekend I have another craft fair. It's only 2 days. It's not very far. Worst case scenario, I can come lay at the house and the kids can handle it. Derek can handle it. But that should be a whole lot of fun. So yeah, we got invited to do that, and then I have another one at the end of the month that's here also. So yeah, so lots of fun stuff coming up. I said it was a big success, more so than I thought it was going to be, for sure, especially with, like I said, another crochet person right behind me. But it was awesome. So like I said, made new friends, made new buddies, had an amazing time. So I'm really sorry that it wasn't much of a vlog, because it's not. It's just kind of like this, me yammering on, and a couple of clips of the booth, which the first clip, my videographer Finn took the first clip, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I was like, do you want to be my videographer? And he's like, yes please. It's like, sweet. So he filmed the first one, and then I did the second one the second day whenever we kind of changed things up, and I think it went a lot better. We had the LuLaRoe stuff like up front, and yeah, I took my succulents. It was so funny because excuse my nails, I should have said that earlier. I've been saying that I don't like the plants, like to make the pots for the succulents, and so we went and purchased clay pots, and it was so funny because I sold out of the succulents that I had made the pots for, but I did not sell one in a clay pot. So I'm like, alrighty then, I guess I'm making amigurumi pots. Got it. But yeah, not one, but I sold out of the others. So if I'd had more, I feel like I would have sold more. So it's just like, darn it. So that happened. So anyway, but yeah, it went really well. Saturday was my best day. Sunday was still worth going, for sure. It was fantastic. I don't know that I want to do it next year because, like I said, 3 days is a lot. I'm a week out. As of right now, I'm going to say no. A year from now, it may look differently, but right now, no. So, all right. So I will have another craft fair vlog for you all next weekend. Hopefully I'll actually do the dang thing and vlog. So there's that. So alright. I thank you all so very much for listening to me purely ramble, drive, not really, you know how they are. It's not really anything. So thanks for being here. Hope you all have a wonderfully, wonderfully blessed day. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.